This is my brand new account, Skill or No Skill. My goal is to play and rank every brawler in the game based on how skilled you have to be to play that brawler. Now to do that though, there are some rules. First off, I can only play each brawler one time for 3 hours straight. The brawler I play is going to be decided by you. Now, I've chosen Edgar for this first episode, but the top comment will be the next brawler, so be sure to make your voice heard down below. Next, and maybe the hardest part, is that I can only play with randoms, which ought to be interesting. Chuck, kill him! The next thing is that I have to start at power level 1, and I can only upgrade 1 level for every 50 trophies until I reach max level at 500 trophies. Now, if I can make it to 700 trophies within 3 hours playing with randoms, I'll reward myself with my favorite skin for that brawler, and then finally I will place them in my ranking of just how skill or no skill they take to play, and hopefully I'll have some fun along the way. And speaking of having fun playing, today's sponsor is offering just that. Now, a few months ago, I started a new channel playing Star Trek Fleet Command, and I've been making a bunch of videos on it documenting my journey from a new player to galactic powerhouse. Star Trek Fleet Command is a real-time strategy game where you roam the galaxy collecting resources from mining, missions, and perhaps most fun, destroying other players from around the world. There are a ton of cool ships that you can build to help you in your journey, from mining ships to all-out warships, including some of the most iconic ones from the Star Trek universe. And of course, no ship is complete without the right captain and officers to pilot them, and once again, there are a lot to choose from there. There are thousands of missions and countless worlds to explore, and you can join me in-game as well by downloading the game and then joining my alliance. You can play it on mobile for iOS and Android, as well as even on PC as it's cross-platform. So if you're a fan of space, Star Trek, playing with friends, or if you're just looking for something as a change of pace, download the game in the description below, as well as check out my videos on my second channel where I share a bunch of tips and tricks with you all, as well as take you on my journey throughout the universe. You can even use my code LEX to get a bunch of free rewards to kickstart your adventure, so go check out my channel and download the game down below. The links are in the description. Now, let's play some Edgar. Now, I chose Edgar for this first video because Edgar is commonly thought of as one of the least skilled brawlers in the game, but is that really true? Well, I'm here to find out, but first, I actually had to get Edgar. And of course, while I'm at it, I might as well pick up the Brawl Pass because I did want to complete a bunch of quests along the way. Now with Edgar Bot, I went into Solo Showdown to crush some bots just to get them out of the way. How skilled is Edgar? Of course, we all think of Edgar as a completely brain-dead, mouth-breathing brawler, but maybe there's some intricacies to Edgar that, most of us don't really see. And hopefully that's the point of this account, is to find some things that we're like, oh, Edgar's actually takes more skill than I thought he did. Okay. First game done, 0 skill, obviously, it's bots. After a few games, I got a free Shelly skin, and then I immediately discovered one of Edgar's biggest weaknesses, which is his health. Ooh, he almost killed me though. That was almost death right there. But one more game after that, I hit 50 trophies, which meant it was time for my very first upgrade. I also got an upgrade in Brawler count too, as I unlocked Nita, as well as my next game mode with Brawl Ball. Now I was still only power 2, so I couldn't be as reckless as I wanted to be. That being said, I still found it pretty hard not to be overly aggressive. We did make it through the next 50 trophies and was able to reach power 3, as well as unlock a brand new brawler El Primo and a new mode in Gem Grab. Now this Gem Grab map is pretty wide open, so I didn't expect Edgar to be very good there, but once again we were still playing bots, which was easy, except again for that bow. Okay, wow. Dude does more damage than you would think. Jeez, bow! Like, I'm straight up, I'm not able to kill him. In the very next game, however, the bots were finally gone as I started playing with real players, which I found out the hard way. The Nita is probably the worst. Oh my god, okay, these are real players, I think. Now, all of these brawlers here should be able to counter a power level 3 Edgar, but, I mean, we had Buzz Lightyear and a Shelly, so should be good, right? Yeah, not so much. I tried to juke that one last shot. What are my teammates doing? I was seriously overestimating how much healing I did and just how squishy I really was, and it also didn't help that my teammates couldn't kill anyone. Buzz, or how are you not killing him? I truly don't understand. 0-7, Shelly. 0-7 against 2 tanks. However, with one final game, we crossed 150 trophies, finishing Gem Grab, and I was able to get to power level 4. Now I decided to go back to Brawl Ball for some more quests, and instantly we faced a tough matchup. Luckily for us, they weren't great players. Okay, I don't know what this Daryl's doing, bro. He was just spraying and praying, I guess. Wow, okay then. However, just a couple games later, I had to face another Buzz Lightyear who actually did know how to press buttons, and I was sure that we were destined for defeat. I mean, what am I going to do against him? However, an opportunistic goal by me, followed by the biggest assist from their Gus, swayed the game the opposite way. Oh my gosh, that Buzz has got to be so mad. That Buzz has got to be so mad. Oh my gosh. Now I reached 250 trophies, bringing me to power level 5, unlocking 2 new brawlers as well as 2 new game modes. I figured that this hot zone map would be pretty good for Edgar though, so we played the next 5 games there. I'm gonna die. Ooh. So far I'm not really finding any skill or no, I'm finding a lot of no skill, but positioning is a skill, knowing when to go in, when not to. And with that, I was able to upgrade to power level 6 and move on to my next mode, but it was duels, and that did pose some problems. Perhaps the biggest problem was that I was gaining trophies on other brawlers as well, so I decided to bail on that as that would affect future brawler pushes. So after dipping on duels, I went back to Brawl Ball and instantly got matched up against 3 brawlers with star powers, gadgets, and even a hypercharge. Bro, I can't do anything against a Buzz Lightyear. There's nothing I can do. Dynamite, 3 shots instantly. Okay, cool. I'm dead to that. And this guy's got gadgets and star powers, and we just got completely overrun. I really don't know that there's anything that anybody could have done there. I did 810. That was just a mismatch. And I was starting to find that almost everybody I played against had these advantages over me. Okay, this is brutal. When did everybody start getting hypercharges? Like seriously, what was I playing? 11-7-7. I felt so weak and unable to do hardly anything, so I had to start playing a bit more passive and finding my opportunities where I could. Come on now, let's go. However, those opportunities were about to increase because just a few games later, as I passed the 1 hour mark, I was able to get up to power level 7 and unlock some gadgets. We're gonna get them both, because we want to try them both. Now with gadgets unlocked, I also unlocked 2 brand new 2v2 modes, and the shield gadget instantly came in handy. But not as handy as this Miko, who clearly knew the strats on this map. Wow, good job, Dot. Bro, this guy. I wanted to get one too, Dot. He didn't even do any damage that whole game. So I instantly took that info and I used it in the next game. Whoa. Now a few more of these cheesy strat games and I was able to go to power level 8 that unlocked gears, and in a desperate attempt to not spend money, I was opening everything that I could just to hopefully get some coins when I pulled this legendary drop. Okay, legendary, give me Colette. There's an epic brawler right there. In the future, that just saved me some money. I won't have to buy her. Then on the trophy road, I got even more goodies and events. Now on the downside, I had to buy coins. So begrudgingly, I did that, and then I swapped over to the other gadget and took a look at my next map and mode. Oh, she killed me. It's a bot, Mandy. Oh my, you can't hit it? What are you doing? Like literally right there in front of you. Don't super it. Oh man, you still missed the super too. It's going back and forth. Seriously, surely you can judge this, right? Now, not every brawler is good on every map and mode, and that's fine. And Edgar for sure is one of those brawlers. And on this map, Edgar was a real bad choice. And the only chance that I had was just to hope for like brain dead, under-leveled opponents. And yeah, I was getting neither. Bright side though, 2 losses in a row means I faced bots. So, I mean, yeah. But then it was back to the hard counters. But I mean, hey, I had a quest, so I had to keep going, even though my time was ticking and the chances for that skin were getting further and further away. Now, I occasionally got some brawler matchups that weren't completely horrible, but for the most part, it wasn't good. Finally, though, I completed it, and my random teammates rejoiced. That is, at least my knockout teammates, because I kept being that bad random that chose Edgar everywhere as I went straight into 5v5 knockout. And no thanks to me, we actually won, and I reached 400 trophies, which meant I unlocked star powers. Now, I wanted to try them both out, so I bought them both, and at first, I went in with his hard landing star power. Now, this is great for that initial burst damage and confirming some kills, but it really did nothing to help my survivability, which was one of the biggest weaknesses. And I was realizing that with Edgar's low health, health, he's really at his best when he's picking off enemies that are isolated or really squishy. And with so many players in 5v5, it wasn't working out that way, and I was glad to see my time in Wipeout come to an end at the halfway mark.
I think we're done playing the ridiculous mode, so let's go back into here. We're at 400 trophies. We're about an hour and a half in, so we're halfway through.
Now at this point, I was free to play whatever mode I wanted. However, I still needed to gain 300 trophies in 90 minutes against increasingly better opponents playing with randoms. So I needed to gain some levels quickly. And then switching back to the shield gadget, I started to get some really good use out of it.
Jump in. Against all three of them, the healing back I'm getting is pretty crazy.
Now at this point, the trophies were starting to roll in, and I reached 450 trophies and power 10. Then finally I reached 500 trophies and I was able to purchase Edgar's hypercharge, and this is where the fun really started happening. Now at this point, I was racing against the clock. If I didn't reach 700 trophies, Edgar would be forever without a skin. However, at the same time, I still had some other quests to do to prep for the next brawler that you all will be choosing for me. So I took a detour into Hot Zone, where we actually did pretty well there too and crossed over 600 trophies. Now at this point, I had settled on his shield gadget and his fisticuff star power. It really addressed like his biggest weakness on how little health he had. And what can I say? It was working and we were winning. And we were one game off of reaching the goal when I had some really unfortunate luck with my teammates. Not the Doug. The Doug did fine. But that Chuck, when we were playing, I couldn't figure out his deal other than, well, playing Chuck in anywhere that's not heist.
Chuck, kill him.
Now, surprisingly, it was a close game, but we lost, and then I got underdog.
Bro, what are you thumbsing me up? We had to do it. Really? Really? I deserved that? Did I deserve that? Did I deserve that?
And then in the very next game, it didn't get any better.
No, I tried to get it out. Okay, we had a bot on our team.
With the time getting low, I was getting desperate. I was making really dumb choices, just trying to force it near the end and going against everything that I'd pretty much learned in the past few hours. But since we had lost 2 matches in a row, it put me against bots for 700 trophies. But I didn't want to accept that as my final match, and I still had 3 minutes on the clock, so I queued up for another match for the real 700 trophies game. However, this was not a good comp for Edgar to go against.
I got no health. No! I get it, Buzz Lightyear, you're OP. Okay, it's okay. They had like triple hypercharge there. What are we gonna do? Okay, we lose.
But with as devastating as that loss was, I still had 30 seconds left, so I queued up for one final match.
One final game. One final game to get the skin. Are we going to get it? Do we have a chance? Good job, Frank. That was easy. I think that this is the comp we beat. Let's go! With no time hardly left on the clock, we get one final game in there. 706 trophies in 3 hours playing with randoms.
And as my reward, I chose the skin I wanted.
But you know what? I'm going to go with my heart here, and I'm going to get Quick Draw Edgar because I actually really like this skin. So let's pick up Quick Draw Edgar. That's the skin that I have chosen. I just like it. So then, where does Edgar fall in on this skill or no skill ranking?
Well, let me just preface this by saying I'm just your normal player. I'm not a pro. I'm not horrible. I mean, sure, I'm going to make some dumb plays, just like you probably do too. And yeah, sometimes I'll pop off and make some good ones. So I actually think that makes my opinion here pretty valid on Edgar, at least for the majority of players. And to be honest, I think that he gets a bad rap sometimes. Is he like total mouth breather tier? No, I don't think so. I mean, knowing when to go in and when to stay back, positioning and timing, those are skills. However, they are ones that are pretty easy to learn, and they're not skills like game mechanics. And I have no doubt that people who play Edgar a lot at higher trophies know more about the tiny details and the intricacies of playing him than I do after only really playing him for like 3 hours. But if I'm gonna keep it a stack, Edgar's pretty dang simple to play. You hardly have to aim. You just get your super, find the appropriate target and you take them out. I mean, yes, you can make some sick plays in the right moments and you can absolutely carry a team if the matchup is your way, but he's not going to carry on this skill tier list. All that being said, I don't know how I can put him higher than F tier for the actual skill that you need to play. So who am I playing next? Let me know down below.